with me. I'm still goofy though. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. I still like to crack jokes all day and have fun. You know what I'm saying, and be respectful at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I still be educating these guys. A lot of guys, remember now, there's a lot of guys that I ran into that was, 19, 18, 17, 15, and they was headed down the wrong path. And I'm proud to say, I was like, look, this is what you need to do. This is where they respected me enough to follow my lead. Like, okay, I'm going to do what you say do.
Yeah.
And they prosperous, you know what I'm saying? They got jobs now. They out here, they're not going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They going to school or they doing something other than the streets.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? If you're if you're really from the streets like that, then you should know you don't want nobody else to go down them same paths you went down. So you should educate them on how to go a different route. And that's just what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With all kids.
Yeah, true that. Like you say, your fiance, talk about her real quick, and tell how she changed your life.
Oh yeah, cause I was, like I said, I was a ladies man, sort of like a ladies man, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. But at the end of the day, I was just being like more realistic. I'm probably like more the realist type of person that they dealt with because of, I don't know why, I don't know. But when I met her, she was going through a situation, and me, I was tired of, you know what I'm saying? I was tired of running, you know what I'm saying? I was just running the streets. I might take a trip to Detroit, or I'm talking about Air Canada. You know what I'm saying? I had the privilege to meet different females that was in different cities and states, and
wait a minute,
they was like, come here, visit me here.
Wait a minute, you went to Canada?
Yeah, but in Detroit, you're only 15, Detroit, you're like 15 minutes away from Canada over this bridge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you can buy a pass and you can go over there. You know what I'm saying? So I went from Detroit over there.
Dang, okay.
Yeah. So cause they had the smoke shops over there at the time, so you can go in there and buy your weed or whatever and smoke in there. And I was paranoid. I was paranoid, but it was a great experience over there. You know what I'm saying? But when I met her, the situation we were going through both of us going through a transition in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So I helped her through her transition, and she helped me through my transition.
Okay.
And it was just like perfect timing for both of us. You know what I'm saying? We both was out here wilding, at the time. I'm gonna say she was wilding, but she was, doing her thing or whatever she was doing. But we got together and we just started building together. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is where I can do this for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't got to run the streets. I ain't got to run state to state. I'm straight here. And she gave me that stability and made me want to, get the streets up. So. Shouts out to her for that.
Big shout out. Let's see. You said about the kid. What do you see now? All right, because you done been through that life. You done been through, struggling. You struggle. To get. You didn't see your kids for years. What can you tell somebody who going through, because these young cats out here, these young cats, I look at them like, wow, y'all think y'all rule the world.
Yeah.
Some things got to change. What could you tell somebody, especially these young cats these days?
Man, to listen, to be humble, take advice, do your own research. It's a lot of good advice I could get them, but probably the best thing I could probably tell them is being true to themselves.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the next. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what the next. You got to think about your future. Because you're at the age now, a lot of them might don't have felonies yet, or they don't have nothing on their record. They're in a better position than somebody that does have a felony right now.
Yeah.
But saying that you have a felony is not the end of the world either. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you want to strive in this world, in this society that we're in, it's best to, because you're only going to be as great as your supporters are. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be, if you want to be a radio host or you want to be a singer, a rapper, you're only going to be as good. You can be the best rapper in the world, but if nobody want to listen to you, then, you know what I'm saying, you got to support yourself, and you got to build supporters, and you got to, being true to yourself, people feel like you're a real person, man, they'll flock to that real. Every time they're going to come to what's real, you know what I'm saying, it's just automatic. I've been blessed with that gift, you know what I'm saying, from the Most High, that being true to yourself. I would, like I said, you just tell the kid to be true to yourself. Think about your future, man. You know, think about if you have kids or before you have kids. Think about preparing, you know what I'm saying, providing for them. You got to be a provider, and being behind those bars or being, and I'm lucky that I went to prison, you know what I'm saying, because I supposed to have been dead, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So think about where you can be dead. Being dead, you don't know what's in the afterlife. I don't know what your religion is or what your faith is. You don't know what you know what I'm saying? I can't just say, well, you going to a heaven or you got a hell you going to, or you whatever the Muslim believe in, or whatever other religion, what they believe in happened, or you transition to another. I can't say that because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And nobody knows. So before you should take every opportunity to build and to have a great time and a great life, you know what I'm saying, a great life in this world while you can. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to jeopardize your freedom, your well-being, nobody else's freedom or nobody else's well-being, when you can do this, you know what I'm saying, you can do the same thing that you're doing in the streets out here legally, and they can't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You probably can get way more money than you can without the risk of going to jail. You know what I'm saying? That penitentiary, I don't want to call them, I'm gonna say crackers, and that's just a short word for whip crackers. Uh-huh. And it ain't got to be a white person. That's anybody that's in a high position that hold that whip, you know what I'm saying, that can crack that whip on you and make you a slave, because that's all you becoming when you're going into that penitentiary, is a slave for these people. You become a property of them. You making money for them, one, and then they put you in these sweatshops out there or on a road squad somewhere where the government is paying them for, and you getting 70 cents, 70 cents a day. You know what I'm saying? While they getting, maybe you do a job. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't, you know what I'm saying? They make you another slave, a slave again. So don't enslave yourself mentally. If you enslave yourself mentally, then physical enslavement is sure to come. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't want to enslave your mind. You know what I'm saying? You being a slave in the mental will definitely lead you to a physical enslavement, whether it's the grave or somebody's jail cell. Yeah. So, yeah, the best thing to tell these kids, man, being true to yourself, man, and stop all this nonsense, man. It's hard for me to tell somebody, don't go in here shooting this, don't shoot that, don't do this, don't do that, because they're going to look at your past and be like, what? You hear this fool right here? They tell somebody not to shoot nobody. Look at all the people he just shot. He just shot such. He did this and he did that. You know what I'm saying? So it feel like you're being hypocritical. Yeah. But that's not the situation. I'm telling you not to do that, because I did that, yeah. And look what could have happened. He could have killed me, you know what I'm saying, later on. You know what I'm saying? And look what did happen. I went to prison for these amount of years, and look at all the effects that it had on not just me, but my family and my kids. You know what I'm saying? Something that I hold dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? So it's not worth what you're doing. Okay. Some people listen, some won't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So, is your story incredible, and I think this going to put an effect on a lot of people. Like I said, I've been knowing you for years. I know you. I know how this affected you. You know how things change your life, and I feel like we gonna do a lot. And people like 'cause we know, like we said, this what this came about. We know a lot of people that's doing tremendous, and we want to put their faces out there and tell their story and how things change their life and what they have become, from drug dealers, people going to prison, and they owning their own businesses now. What they doing in the community, things like that, and that's the message we're trying to get out. And you know, like we said, street stories, King C's. Please go listen to this story. It's incredible. It's on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, uh, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Extreme Radio, your boy Big T, King C's. Uh, Today is about street stories. Tomorrow, Extreme Sports with your boy Big T, King C's will be back. And AC's, I appreciate you, man, your time. And we're gonna hit E
Yeah.
Dub. We're gonna hit E Dub up in a few minutes and get his story out there. So, and I appreciate your time, C.
Shout out to E Dub.
E
Yeah,
Dub.
no problem, bro.
Yeah. All right, C. All right, C. Have a good day, man.
You too, bro.
All right, bro.